Well, good morning, everybody. Good to be back. I'm just back with a quick gear review, and then we got something I've been working on lesson-wise later on. So, this is an Ibanez RB850 from 1984, and these predated the SR series. There was one more series after this where it was a different shaped body, more like the Musician of the time. I really like these ones. But anyway, the wee story behind this one. When I was a young fella, I joined my first band, and they had a Simmons kit, and the guitar player was a really good guitar player actually, Danny, and he had all these kind of modern guitar effects, and it had that 80s sound, that band, girl singer, and called Emma. And I was playing a Rickenbacker copy at the time, Suzuki one, and they had said to me, look, is there any chance you could get a more modern sounding bass? So there was a bit of pressure on me to do that. But of course, I was a teenager, I had no money. So I was keeping them at bay by saying, yeah, listen, I have money put off one in a shop in town. And that was kind of a lie, because there was an Ibanez, I think it was the later RB850 with the low B pickups and different body shape. And I told them that I had money put off and I was paying it off by the week, but I hadn't, and it sold. And so eventually, anyway, I left that band because I got offered a job in a gigging band where I could earn some money. And I thought, well, I'll do that for a year and get some gear, you know. But I stayed there. But what happened was, a couple of years later, maybe about a year and a half later, I was in a second-hand shop in town. The rock shop for those dubs. Lovely guy, ran a guy called Derek, such a gentleman. And there was a guy who worked there, Brian Finney. Brian was brilliant. But while I was waiting on Brian to do something with my own guitar, he was fixing it. They had a purple one of these, you know, that Prince purple with the sparkle in it. And I was playing, I just couldn't believe the tone of it. And I loved the way this pickup felt under my hand, because your fingers, you know, it's like a ramp. And so I went home and I thought about it, and I hemmed and I hawed, and I was still broke. And eventually I said, you know what, I might go back in and put a few quid off that guitar and maybe pay it off by the week. And when I went back in, it was gone. Of course it was. And I haven't seen one since, ever. And I just came across this one on eBay in Germany, and I said, fuck it, I have that, you know. So it's as good as I remember it. You know, I'll run through the what everything is. Oh, actually, the end of that story is I put this picture of this one up on socials, and a mate of mine, Cormac, said to me, "Oh, I used to have one of them, a purple one." I said, "Did you?" He said, "Yeah, I sold it to the rock shop." I said, "Oh, Jesus, that's mad." So it's the same bass, and it turns out that another friend of mine, Keith Duffy, he owned it before Cormac, because Cormac went into Music Maker to buy it, and it had gone, and Keith had bought it. Keith traded it in off of Warwick, I think, and Cormac bought it. And when he saw it again, well, I'll have that, you know. So listen, just so you know, Saturday morning, and there's kiddos off school and they're shouting and roaring, but sure, look, it's good to be back and just put up with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop this part of the video, and I'll go through the sounds with you, and I'll explain what everything is. Okay, so let's run through what she has. It's got the old style Ibanez headstock, which I really like. I prefer it to the new one, to be honest with you. I'm missing my truss rod cover, so if anyone's got one of them, let me know and I'll buy it off you. 24 fret neck. It's the old style RB body. They only did this one for about a year and a half. It's my favourite shape. It's kind of got that, you know, mock Spectre shape, you know. Excuse the cup of tea. Okay, these are Super J6 pickups, so you can split the coils and have one on or both on. You get the humbucker sound, and how that's done is that's a pan control, so you can blend in as much of each pickup as you want. That's volume, and when it's push pull, and when you do that, it switches off one of them coils. I'm not sure which one. That's tone, and it does the same at the back pickup. So there's lots of tone in this bass, and it's passive. Now, I'm not normally a fan of passive basses, but there is something about the sound of this one. There's enough in it. It reminds me actually of the G and L, you know, those L series basses. Anyway, let's go through some sounds. Okay, so we'll start with the neck pickup on its own. So you pan this thing all the way forward. Don't turn off the sound, and both coils on. I'm going to turn off my mic. And then we'll split the coil. And now the same, we're back to the full coils. We're going to turn the tone, say, halfway off. Okay, so we're going to move on now, and we'll do both pickups on. Okay, so let's do both pickups on and the... I keep missing them. Both pickups on and the toad wine open. Now, because it's passive and the humbucker, it's going to be a little bit dark, but you can always add it in. It's there, like it's there to add in. You know what I mean? So let's give it a go. Okay, and with the tone halfway off. All right, that's nice, isn't it? What we do now? Why don't we split both coils and make it a jazz bass? Okay, so we switch both of these off, and the pan in the middle. Okay, now the back pickup on its own, and the coils on. So you both pick both coils on, and then we can do some blending and stuff. Hold on a second. And with the tone off, halfway off. Put that back on, and then we roll that halfway back. And now the coil split. Anyway, you can mess around with that for a while. Actually, that last one was back coil split and the front humbucker on, like, you know, that thing where they'd have a jazz pick up at the bridge and then a big dirty humbucker at the neck. Anyway, look, this is a really nice bass. If you come across one and they're not too expensive, picking up. It's been a blast for me. Listen, it's good to be back. Thanks for hanging around, and have a happy Christmas if you don't hear from me again. Take care.